Velkommen alle sammen. Today we are taking a little look at our settlement in Assassin's Creed Valhalla and giving you a little bit of historical info, including some stuff about pagan rituals and magic that was used in the Viking Age. So here looks like you can pet the little doggy and the kitty. Dogs were very common in the Norse world, along with everywhere else in the world thousands of years ago and still today. Cats, not so much. Cats are not really a native animal to the north of Europe. We had mountain lions long ago and cave lions and all that. We do have wild cats still today, called gaupe in Norway. I forget the English name for it. But anyway, there wasn't a whole lot of evidence for domesticated cats in the Viking Age, not in the texts or in any archaeological finds, so cats were probably not a very common thing. Here, it looks like you are able to pick out a right-hand man and also hire some mercenaries, or Viking, it looks like. So this to me seems a bit unpersonal, actually. I know it's a game and stuff, but you know, in real life, you would be very, very good friends and even family with the people in your village or war band. They would hire mercenaries sometimes if they needed for large invasion parties, but the closest person to the leader or chieftain would always be a brother or a cousin or a very, very close friend or something like that. You wouldn't just pick it at random like this. So, I don't know, it would be cool in the game if you could form some relationships with the CPUs like a lot of other RPGs, but let's see. So here we have a little zoom out view with your raven, and you can take a look at things here in some of the buildings. Look, you have a fishing hut, tattoo shop. We actually don't have a lot of evidence that the Vikings used tattoos. It's very possible that they did, but it was definitely not common. I made another video on that. Shipyard here, a hunter's hut, have a brewery, all very cool things that you would find in a settlement. And here we have a very beautiful large hall, or hove as it would be called. This is a central part of every settlement. Every settlement, every village, even a small homestead would have at least a small hall like this. It was not just a place for feasts, but it was a lounge area, a hangout area, where everything would happen, and even guests would stay there most of the time. So most of the time that was spent indoors in the Viking Age, everyone would be in the central hall. So that's just Oh, it looks like you can also sleep here. It looks like you can also check your mail and get quest updates from the settlement. That's about it for the hall. Oh, you can pick some berries in the game too. That's super cool. And you can also decorate the settlement, it seems. Here it's putting up a Roman bath statue. That's probably not super realistic. The Vikings did trade from all over the world and had artifacts and amulets and things from Rome and different parts of the world, but a massive statue like this would be very difficult to transport, especially if it was just put up there at a temporary settlement like this. Oh, now here we go. That's more. I like it. This is a runestone, runestones like this could be raised for many purposes, but it was usually to mark a grave site. Also, you see this little hole in the runestone right there, a hole running through the stone. This was for a pagan ritual used to heal a sick child. You could pass a sick child through a hole in a stone like this, or a tree, a hollow tree, or any other type of hole in the earth. This was actually done all over Northern Europe in pagan times, not just Scandinavia. I did a whole video about that on my other channel. That link is in the description below if you want to see. And here you can go to the village skald, who teaches you how to practice poetry, and flyt, which are the famous Viking rap battles. So poetry today, the way we think about poetry, it seems like it's for a bunch of pussies, but in the Viking Age, the most badass warriors were usually great poets. It had a lot to do with showing off your intelligence, your reputation, and even poetry for magical purposes. So those who were good at poetry were the most respected. Of course, that could be a lie, because all of the texts that we have written from the Viking Age were written by poets, pretty much. So it's very possible that these poets are just tooting their own horn and in these texts, but people at the time really didn't care that much about poetry, like just the same as we do today. But you know, there's no way to be sure. My guess is probably poetry was a lot more valued than it is today. That's about it for the settlement, guys. Stay tuned for more. If you are interested in learning about Norse paganism, gods, magic, spiritual beliefs, you can check out my other channel, Norse Magic and Beliefs. That link is in the description below. Vi ses nästa gång.